Mike Tyson was a really special fighter. He was one of the best of his generation, and this was in the golden era of heavyweight boxing. He was born in New York, Catskill, New York, and he used to get into a lot of trouble as a youth, being arrested multiple times, and that's when he got sent up to juvie. All right, he was sent up to juvenile detention center. That's where he started to learn boxing. He learned boxing from a man named D'Amato, who was a legendary boxing trainer. He was actually a friend of Muhammad Ali, and that is the person who really groomed Mike Tyson. Now, Tyson was pretty short for his for the heavyweight division, and he had to use his height to his advantage. In boxing, having a long reach advantage is a good thing, but what Tyson used to do was he used to take that and flip it so that he had all the advantages on the inside against those bigger, taller fighters. So that's why the boxing stance of Mike Tyson is really important. The style of fighting that he had was called the Peekaboo style. What he used to do with his boxing stance, this is my traditional boxing stance where I'm standing out here nice and long. I've got my rear hand in the back, I've got my lead hand forward, so I'm getting my quick punches out here and I'm getting my power punches from the back. The Peekaboo style adopts a style where you're pretty square on, a lot more square than your traditional boxing stance. The reason why you do this is because there were certain times where Mike Tyson would be able to switch stances, hit on both sides, and then change angles on his opponent and be able to land devastating shots on both sides. So when you shape up in the boxing stance, in the Peekaboo style, you have your hands up here and you have your feet relatively square on. So your front and back leg are very close to center, okay? So you're not gonna be out here like this in a traditional narrowed up boxing stance. You're gonna be pretty square. The way that Tyson used to hold his hands was out here protecting the chin, but exposing the forehead. And a really important part of this was he wanted people to aim for his forehead because everyone knew that his chin was very covered up. And that's what allowed him to roll under shots and be able to slip, because when you have your forehead exposed, it's actually the top of your body. It's the easiest part to make, or the easiest way to make an opponent miss, by being able to expose that forehead. So when someone comes through to punch you, they'll punch you at the top of your head so you don't have to roll very far. And Tyson was always trying to move up and aggressively counterpunch his opponent. And that's why this sort of style was good for him. And that's the Peekaboo style. And that's the type of stance that Mike Tyson had when he was fighting.